today's day and age, we have patients who are honestly healthy. They have all of their teeth. And the reality is that we have some patients who've actually overdone it with their brushing technique, where they scrub their teeth so hard in the process of trying to clean them that they actually damage their gum tissues. And so when patients come to us, we evaluate them certainly comprehensively, but we see gum recessions or a receding gum line that patients are often coming in with. And this receding gum line has several issues. It's certainly unsightly. And when a patient smiles, they're very cognizant of it and aware of it and almost embarrassed by the way it looks. But often it also has symptoms associated with it, such as tooth sensitivity, where they can't tolerate drinking a cold glass of water, and so everything has to be lukewarm or certainly room temperature. And that really affects a patient's livelihood and how they actually interact with people on a social atmosphere when they're at dinners and parties, and it can be frustrating. The real benefit of Infinite Smiles is we have several ways of effectively treating gum recession. And there's certainly the two traditional ways where we can take gum tissue from our patient's own mouth and relocate it to where they need it. But the reality is that most people don't want to go through that. In fact, I would never want to go through that if I don't have to. Those are the traditional ways of grafting our patient's gum recession, to restore the gum line back to where it should be, to protect the teeth so they don't lose the teeth. They don't get loose teeth over the course of time, because as we know, as gums recede, so does the bone tissue around the gums, around the teeth. So we want to treat this condition. It's something we definitely want to make sure that our patients have corrected. Well, fortunately, I've been trained on a specific technique called pinhole surgical technique. Pinhole gum surgery is a technique developed by Dr. Chow, and the technique is a very minimally invasive process of correcting gum recession in as little as 1 hour. And the technique requires no incisions, no suturing. It's minimally invasive in nature, and it's relatively pain-free. Certainly our patients are numb for it, but the process is very, very easy, where patients come in and we selectively numb them in certain areas, and we have tiny instruments that go through a little tiny hole the size of a pinhole. And that's why it's called pinhole surgical technique. But these small instruments go through the pinhole and they bring our patient's own gum tissue back down over the teeth where they belong. So we're using our own patient's gum tissue, not someone else's gum tissue, and certainly not from a different part of the mouth, which requires another incision. We're actually taking the gum tissue around the area where the gums have receded and literally, kind of like sheets on your mattress, tightening the sheets back over your mattress. But the process is minimally invasive. There's little to no bleeding, there's no incisions, there's no suturing needed, and it's instant results, meaning when our patients come in with the recession, after 1 hour of treatment, the results are done. And so certainly there's some time that is required for healing, but patients can actually get to visually see what it looks like immediately after the procedure. And once the numbness wears off, there's little to no discomfort. Most patients just take over-the-counter pain medication such as Tylenol or ibuprofen, and nothing else is needed. And they're well on their way to resuming their life. The pinhole surgical technique is a game changer. Patients are coming in from distant places just to have this specific technique done because they may have had gum grafting done in the past and may have had some bad experiences with the pain and the post-operative swelling and inflammation and the sutures that were coming undone. Today we can use pinhole surgical technique to honestly replace those traditional techniques, but give our patients a long-lasting, youthful, and certainly healthy environment for their oral health.